What's good? It's Ozman the Wizard.
And Naima,
This is not
not
another damn
another damn podcast.
presented by our
Our
damn
damn
self.
selves.
So 386, kid.
Yeah.
386. Like I said, knocking on the door of 400. We'll be there pretty soon. Yeah. Knocking on the DOE of 400. So what's good? How you feeling this week, kid? How the hell are
I-
you?
I'm feeling better because I actually had my wellness day, my spa day I had this
Okay.
weekend.
Okay.
So spa days are essential. That's what I say. I told my esthetician that. She was like, absolutely, because not enough people put emphasis on, stuff that's going to make you feel good because you've had a rough day at work, you've had rough personal thing, whatever the case may be. You need to go somewhere just to and just relax.
All
And if
right.
spas aren't your thing, whatever your thing is that makes you relax, do it.
Hmm.
Spas are my thing because it's a lot of stuff I just don't do, but spas are my thing that I enjoy doing that relaxes me.
Like golf is like that's a nice relaxing
Hmm.
golf. My other hobby's not so relaxing, but it works for me. Golf and gun range, yeah. So I don't know if gun range is like what we consider
G and
relaxed.
G.
I don't know if that we consider relaxing, but yeah, I guess
Well,
golf.
I mean, you're releasing stress and releasing
Yeah,
tension.
so that's the other end of it. Yeah, like yeah, I would say that the other end, you release the stress. But as far as like something calm and soothing, nice game of golf. Yeah,
Hmm.
that golf range, the golf course. Yeah, like which we getting it's some still some thirsty golfers out there, but yeah, we that's really all us out there now is the thirsty golfers. We at the tail end of golf season. Still a couple of guys you see out
Like
there,
it's
like
it's over. They just like, no, we still got some time. It's
you know
like,
what I said? I said
go
guys
ahead,
too.
go.
It's like you only gonna see guys out there at this point. It's
There's
like
no
a
ladies to
couple
be
of
out
guys
there.
at this point. A couple of thirsty golfers. That's all you gonna see. Get their
Mhm.
last games in before the weather breaks for good. It's
If
like
all the leaves are on the ground, that means that you should not be golfing. Like it's leaves everywhere. It's like, no, you should not be doing that.
yeah, they gonna get it in though. Yeah. I'm not, but yeah, they are. Y'all gonna go out and golf. Y'all still golfing. All right, of course we gotta get right to the big news. It's like, yeah, we're not gonna pull no punches and shit. Let's get right into
We
it.
have stuff to cover besides obviously the big news because other stuff has happened too.
Oh
So
yeah, we have to start there.
we have to start here.
We have to start here. Number 45 is now number 47.
So if you've been living under a rock for the last week or so,
Or or some of our international listeners that might not pay attention to American elections. We do have people listening in Dublin, Ireland. So yeah, if
yeah,
you some of those people on the other side of the planet that have been listening to us and don't really follow American politics, yeah. Donald J. Trump defeated Kamala Harris, soundly defeated her in Tuesday's general election. So Donald Trump, the 45th president, will be the 47th president of the
and
United
for people who don't know how American politics work, you need 270 electoral votes to be president. It doesn't matter if you get a high percentage of popular votes. If you don't have those 270 electoral votes,
In
you are not going to be president.
each state has so many electorals. It's like,
Mhm.
yeah, the big it goes by population. The lowest you can
Yes.
have is three. Yeah. So like it's like Wyoming, Alaska, like they don't have they got I think Alaska got four, but yeah, they get
Maybe
into
Montana,
yes. Let's pull
something
up
like
the
that.
electoral map. I'm gonna do
I
that.
know Montana doesn't have a lot because like they have a lot of open land there.
Yeah.
Um, I know California has the most. They have 54 electoral,
California, 55, I think. Is it four? I will
54, I think.
find
And
out.
then
Let's
Texas,
find
I want to say has 40,
Texas
Texas.
is up there, yeah. Yeah, I just
Um,
up from the Associated Press. So
Illinois is pretty big. Illinois has 19.
yeah.
So Illinois does
It's
have a
gone
big,
down because Illinois used to have 21. I remember about,
yeah,
but
we have 19. So we
lost
have a
like it's a
pretty
little
big
population. You see this, yeah. Is the electoral map, yeah. So you can see like who voted how. It's like, and we can click on each state and see like how many electoral votes. Like each square represents an electoral vote. That's what it is. So
yes.
yeah. So yeah, Illinois with our 19, yeah. That's what Illinois did. 53% Kamala, 44 for Trump, the popular vote. With Kennedy, who was still on the ballot, getting 1.4.
He got some votes.
Yeah. California with their 54. Now, so they lost
54.
one. It used to be 55. Yeah.
Mhm.
Like, you know, they change these maps every so
Yeah,
often.
they change them because of
Whenever they do the census, they change these maps.
yeah,
So this is our first election since the 2020
it's
census.
a 2020
That's
census.
why some of these numbers are off in my mind. So I thought California was 55, but I
Mhm.
guess they probably lost some population, so they lost an electoral vote.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's how. Yeah, Alaska with 3, Hawaii with 4. It goes on population, like I said
Mhm.
already. Texas with 40.
40.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm. My Florida got a lot too. They have 30. Yeah. So
30. Yeah.
yeah.
Pennsylvania has 19 like us.
A huge swing state right there.
Because that was a big one because they was like, you need Pennsylvania to win. They was like, you
Yeah.
need Pennsylvania.
When you watching the returns, let's come out of this. So yeah, I want to
Mhm.
talk face to face and shit. You it's were you watching the returns at all, or were you just like other
I watched
shit?
a little bit, but I mean, it can get to be addictive. So I'm like, I don't, I'm not sitting up all night watching this. So then I saw like the first returns. Like I watched like maybe for like maybe about 40 minutes or so,
Because
and then
the East Coast ones come in first because
yeah,
they
the
poll.
time zone.
Yeah,
Yeah. And
like
then I was kind of tired. So then when I like first saw like, initially she had like a very small lead in Pennsylvania. Cause I saw people online, watching in real time and they was like, she currently has a small lead. Like, come on, keep Pennsylvania, keep Pennsylvania. I saw people doing this, keep Pennsylvania. Like
yeah.
she needs this. She needs Pennsylvania. Cause that is a huge swing state. So
Yeah, because the
yeah.
swing states, yeah, it was 7 swing states. I'm probably not gonna get all of them off the top of my head, but it was 7 key swing states. It was Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, Michigan, Georgia, Nevada, Arizona, and one more I don't remember off the
I
top of
can't
my head.
remember the last one.
It's
Yeah.
like it was like 7 swing states. I know that.
Right.
It's like, yeah.
Mhm.
And Trump took every one of them. That was a sign right there. It's like, yeah,
Mhm.
like he took everyone. Because like well, to me, when I started like going in, like, yeah, what did you think was gonna happen? Let's start there. It's like, yeah.
I was like, it could go either way.
I thought Trump had the slight momentum in his direction, but I said, but anything can happen on
Like I
election.
say, it could go either way. I felt like the way that people were, I was like, he may get it. I said, but it could
Felt
go either
Trump felt
way.
like the favorite. Yeah,
It could
it's
still
like
go
the
either
sports.
way.
It's like yeah, this team is probably gonna win, but anything can happen once you get on that field or court. It's like I felt
Mhm.
like I'm like I think Trump's the favorite, but anything can happen on election day. That's
Because
all.
it was pretty, it wasn't like, it was like, oh yeah, he's definitely going to kick her ass or
No,
she's
no
definitely going to kick
landslide
his.
like
It wasn't,
Obama, McCain, like those are like
yeah, like some of them you knew, like,
Mitt
it's like,
Romney especially. That was super landslide.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's like,
Like some
yeah.
ones you knew it was gonna go one way. It's like yeah,
That's why as soon as they was like, and the 44th president is Barack Obama, it was like instant. Like it was just like wasn't even like really like a,
yeah.
you know, it seemed like we knew like within a couple of hours that Obama was
Oh, we
going
were in the air when it happened. That's all we found when the plane landed. We found
it seemed like we
out
knew
there.
instantly, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? It was like an instantaneous thing, it felt like. So
I think as soon as the West Coast polls closed, they called it.
yeah,
Even California, all of those big states like that. Like
yeah.
they closed like 10 o'clock our time. Yeah,
Mhm.
two
That's why I
hours
was like it was
time.
instantaneous. That's why I say it was
Yeah, 10:01
instantaneous.
they called the election. Like
Right. It was
wow,
boom.
like 10:01. As soon as the West Coast polls
It
closed.
wasn't even close.
But this one lingered till about like between 1 and 2 in the morning. So you probably were long in the bed by then.
I had woke back up for a moment because like I just like my sleep patterns has been off lately. So then I did wake up and then because Marcus was still working and then he came in the room and he's like, yeah, Trump. And I
Wow.
was
So
like,
you heard the news from him. I sent
I
I
saw it in
sent
my
out
phone
I sent
already.
out a group text and shit. Yeah. So
Yeah, and I saw it in my phone too.
yeah,
I
because I
looked
sent
at
out to
the
our we got a sibling group.
we
Yeah.
have a
So
sibling text
I
and
said
then
this. I said Trump won or something like that.
maybe I saw like Associated Press or one of the
No,
things
they
or
called it
something.
super late. It wasn't them. It definitely
Maybe
wasn't
not.
them. It's like,
But I mean, I was looking at like their real time
we're gonna
updates
talk
of
about
when
them. Like, they were pissing me off because I wanted to report
I
it.
was
They
looking,
didn't
I was
call it until
looking,
like 5 a.m. The
I
Associated
was looking at someone's real time update, and
could have
like
been CNN or somebody like
it
one of
was
those.
something, but it was basically showing that he had 267 electoral votes, and I'm like,
Yeah, that's
yeah.
what it was stuck on
I'm
that
like, he
fact.
got
But they
267.
wouldn't call like what's was
Like,
stupid is like
he
they
got
wouldn't call
267.
Alaska. Like it's like when is the last time a Democrat won Alaska? Just call the shit. It's like and then yeah, they wouldn't call like those West Coast like Alaska, Nevada, like Arizona. It took some days to call in Arizona and Nevada. It's like but I was like, just call it, like give them the like call the three for so I can make this announcement. Cause I like to go, I like when I'll do I have journalistic integrity when I go on. I don't like
Mhm.
just reporting shit. It's like, yeah. So I was like, so he's probably gonna win, but I want to make it official. Just
Mhm.
yeah, just put him across the finish line. Yeah,
Maybe it
like
was CNN. I'm trying to actually it was
it
some
might have
map I
been.
was looking at because it was saying
The
it
other
was showing
networks
that
were calling it. They said Donald Trump will be president. They were
it was
calling.
showing that
Associated Press
267.
was like, yeah, it's well, he got 267, but we can't call it.
And I'm like,
Like
there's no way that
Alaska,
she
he was
can
like, let's go pull him back.
I'm like, there's no way she can catch him. Like, because she was like what, like at one something still, or
Yeah, it was no
maybe
path to
round two, something like she was like way behind. I'm like,
no
she's
path.
not gonna catch him.
But
Like he
Alaska,
put 267.
it
She's
won
not
55. See, it's still only at 77% count. They take their time counting shit in like yeah, Alaska. It's damn near a week later, they still don't have like all of these votes counted. So like then it was like probably about 45 or like between like 45-50% then. And Trump was way ahead. So just call the fucking state. So I can make this announcement on my radio show. That's what I was doing it for selfish purposes. So just call it so I can make this announcement. I don't like being in limbo, but I did just go ahead with it and said I feel custody. CNN announced it, NBC announced it, so I was like,
Mhm.
yeah, if they not getting sued, I'm not getting sued, so I'm gonna go ahead and announce it. Like
According to
fuck the
CNN.
Associated Press. It's like hey, they taking their time. It's like because that's usually my number one source. I like because they usually get it right. I like going by
Mhm.
with them for like my news source, but they would take it forever to call that election, so I couldn't wait on them. Yeah. And then so who are you how are you watching the results? Like yeah, the returns. Yeah, how are you watching?
Uh,
Was it
whatever
traditional?
station was on my TV, I don't remember
The
what station it
traditional
was.
then, yeah.
Yeah.
See me, I was watching alternative. Like yeah, I was like this was like YouTubers that were covering it. I was watching like with
I was watching on my
alternative
TV,
media
whatever.
was I found more entertaining for some reason. I was watching yeah, like it's like YouTubers that were live streaming. I was like watching along.
Whatever one that was. I don't remember what station it was, but I just, how when you look
It
at
was
your
Wolf
grid, you turn your
Blitzer, it was
TV, it just
CNN.
shows election results. I just clicked on whatever was the
I
first
thought it
option.
probably wasn't Fox, so it was either CNN or NBC's.
May have been
You
CNN
don't
or
seem like you don't seem like
MSNBC.
a Fox News watcher.
No,
It just
no, I'm not
probably
watching
wasn't
that.
them. So yeah,
It was either CNN or MSNBC, one of those, probably.
yeah. Mm.
I try to stay neutral with stuff. I like to stay neutral. I try to.
But yeah,
Yeah.
it was like I said, because I ended up going to sleep. You know, I had to be on the air. I said I'm not gonna stay up all night like through
Hmm.
this. Is like so I got a couple of hours, and when I got up is when it was stuck on the
The
267. They hadn't
267,
called it
yeah.
yet. So yeah. So he had so he pretty much got it. Like most of the pundits were already at like in defeatist mode. Like, they already like were like it's over and all that. And I was like, well, they haven't called it yet, but it probably is over. Yeah. To me, like here's like when I knew that Trump was going to win. Like me, when Georgia was like when I said that's probably the one. It's like, yeah. And then when Pennsylvania started swinging in his way, I said if she don't get Pennsylvania, it's over for Harris and Walz. Yeah.
Because that's what I was like. I was like, she needs Pennsylvania. That's what I kept on saying.
Georgia was the first time when I said, yeah, Trump's probably gonna win. Yeah, that's
I was
what.
like, she needs a Pennsylvania.
But Georgia is typically a Republican state, but it flipped in 2020, like with
Yeah.
Stacey Abrams and all of that was going on during that time. It's like the 2020 2020 was a weird year. It's like we all know that shit.
Hmm.
It was an anomaly as far as like everything, including the elections and shit. So
Right.
Georgia flipped blue like for the first time probably in decades, like in
Mhm.
2020.
I know a lot of memes came out of Georgia flipping blue.
Yeah. So this is why Georgia was a swing state. 'Cause typically, it's been Republican. It became a swing state for this particular election. It swung
Hmm.
back Like it went back Trump, yeah, like this time. When
And my thing
George he
I
took
keep on,
Georgia, I was like, that's big. It's like I said, like but Kamala has to win those other three big swing states. The big three swing states after Georgia, but Georgia is Pennsylvania, Michigan, Wisconsin. She had to
mhm,
take all three. I said if Trump just takes one, then he like there's no path for her.
mhm.
Like, but he ended up winning all three. It's like, yeah, that's all it was.
My thing I keep on going to is like, it's not really, it's no red or blue states. It should just be purple states. Like, we should just be purple. We just really should because,
20 years ago, Barack said that at the DNC. There's no red states, no blue states. The United States. That's what put him on the map. The
but
2000.
nobody wants to listen to him. Had it been somebody who didn't, not trying to go here, but if it was someone else delivering the message and not Barack, maybe that would have been received better. Because honestly, who's 100% anything? Who's 100% conservative?
Yeah, we
Who's
all have.
100% liberal?
Yeah, we all
No
have.
one is.
We all have. Well, yeah, like our certain issues. Like you're more conservative on some. You're more liberal on some.
Hmm.
That's just human nature.
Yeah. So trying to force people into your lane or your way of thinking, but then the biggest problem that I just have with people of today is that people are too damn emotional.
Oh yeah, we're gonna get
People
to
are
that. I
too
want to
freak.
cover the I want to cover the logistics of the election before we get to the reaction and shit. We
People are too
definitely we're
freaking
gonna get to that
emotional.
reaction. It's been huge, like across the board and shit. Yeah, like yeah, we're gonna get
The
to that.
last time we had a good election was in '08, I say. And it's not just because of Obama. It's like this was the last time when policies and like the debates actually happened where it was two, like not saying that what I won't say men, but like you have two people debating their points, not name calling, not being childish. You had two people like I'm on opposite ends. I don't agree with this what you're saying. I don't agree with this what you're saying, but we going to debate each other.
Hmm.
That was the last time that actually happened when two adults debated one another. I don't know what the hell this stuff is lately. I don't know. I
Yeah,
don't know
I don't know.
what this
Well,
is.
like I said, it's it took me like I was because the last I can admit the last two elections I kind of like as far as like watching the returns I kind of set them out because I was just over like the energy and shit. This one for some reason I was like I want to follow this one. It's like it just felt different and shit than the last two. It's like yeah I was like yeah I want to see what happens because I sat out 2016 especially 2020 I didn't watch none of those returns. It's like
Mhm.
I was over it by then. It's like, yeah, but I watched it. Like I said, I didn't watch CNN or like none of those, but I did watch the streamers. Like I was watching live, I was watching like the YouTubers like live stream, getting like
Mhm.
their reactions and all of that. But and not only that, let's come back to the map. The electoral map. Let's come back to it. But it's gonna be a very interesting administration because, like I said Trump man won in the landslide. Like I said, the electoral votes, Trump, yeah, 312 to 226. That's the
226, that's
final tally.
good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, he dominated. Yeah, but yeah, the Senate, the Republicans took that over 53 to 46.
Hmm.
House is still up in the
It's
air
still
right
in
now
counting.
because you got to
Yeah.
have 218 to like
218 is the House. Hmm.
the GOP probably takes the House. They at 213 now. Like the Democrats would have to win every remaining race out there
Hmm.
and flip a couple of Republican seats as well too, like for like
Yeah.
so most likely that you can kind of call that. It just hasn't been called yet, but there's like the Republicans will control the White House, the Senate, and the House, and the not to mention the Supreme Court, where Trump
Hmm.
appointed the Supreme Court
Yeah, he
justices. Yeah,
appointed them. Yeah.
during his first term, like he appointed three justices. Yeah,
Hmm.
Biden just did one. Was Katanji was the only one he put on there. It's like yeah, it's like, so
And this is where checks and balances comes into play.
yeah,
Where people, like I said, I always say this every 4 years, I realize that a lot of people fail civics.
Exactly.
Because a lot of people have no idea how how anything works. It's like you fail civics clearly, and it just
And
gets it and trying to explain like
and Trump got the popular vote this time too. It's the first time a Republican did that since W in 2004, which is
W.
John Kerry. That was like he was another disaster.
My thing with that is so I know people can feel a type of way, but it's like Trump actually won the popular vote and the electoral vote
You won
this
everything.
time.
Yeah,
Like in 16, he lost the popular vote. He did in 16.
yeah.
He can say that he didn't lose it, but he lost it in 16.
He lost it.
Obviously,
It's like though he won by electoral. He definitely won by.
yeah, obviously in 20, he lost both,
We'll
obviously.
talk about 2020. Yeah,
Obviously.
we're gonna talk
But
about.
I mean, my biggest thing with Trump is that everything is all about his ego. Like he's
Explain.
so obsessed with my numbers. My it's like it's not about you and your numbers. It's just like what okay, now that you president again, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Shit's fucked up. It is.
Shit's bad.
So I don't give a damn about your number. I don't give a damn about like, okay, now that Kamala and Joe are about to be out of there, okay, her being black or not being black or her being a woman, like, okay, you
All
could
of that
toss
should
all that
stop. All of
aside.
that stuff stop being mentioned. Oh,
Stop mentioning that.
oh, we gonna talk about all of that
I'm
too.
saying stop mentioning, but my thing is stop mentioning that because
Today is the last day I'm gonna talk about any of that, but we're gonna talk about all of
it's
that.
like, but you focusing on the wrong thing. It's like we always say the thing about the smoke and mirrors. Like people can present stuff that really isn't, they put that to the forefront, but then the real issue is like, I'm not addressing the real issue, but I'm gonna put this bullshit excuse out and then drawing your emotion. And then that's how I'm going to, and then I'll just completely tuck the other thing under the like, wait, you never did answer my question about how so and so happens.
Mm.
We'll see, it's like don't skirt around the issue. My biggest thing is inflation.
Yeah,
That's at the top of my
get
list.
these prices down.
Inflation.
Like, yeah, we should be playing $6 for eggs. Like, get these prices down. It's like that's
Like I went to, my normal little breakfast grocery shopping or just going to the store just in general, just buying. If you buy like 5 items, it's like $50 if you buy 5 items. It's like, what the hell? Like I really don't have anything that's
$4 for a jar of peanut butter. Where they do that at and shit? Yeah.
like I really don't have a lot of,
I just bought peanut butter. I paid almost. It's like almost four. It's like what 360 something. Who
like
pays
I'm not
$4 for
buying
a fucking jar of peanut
I'm
butter?
not buying lobster and shrimp and
We
doing
do
that.
that.
I
Buying
don't have that in my
peanut
cart.
butter and like we buying eggs and shit. It's like eggs like $6 and shit. Like yeah, it's like I want to get that kind of shit under control and shit. Let's get that under control. Yeah,
Our biggest thing is inflation. What are we going to do about that?
that's what people voted on. People voted with their pockets. People didn't vote on
Mhm.
emotion this time. Like the people voted on their pockets. Like shit's fucked up. Like maybe we need to. Maybe it's time for a change in direction. It's like that's what people voted on. It's like yeah. It's like
Some people did vote on emotion.
some did, but a lot of people. I think the majority of people voted with their pockets. Like it was some people that voted emotionally. That's always going to be a thing. But most people
Mhm.
like hey, I
But
got
don't
less.
vote.
I got less money in my pocket than I did before. Like that's how a lot of people when they voted. It's like
But you gotta look at your whole picture of stuff. So and look at all your issues, like weigh all your stuff because it's not going to be a candidate who aligns with everything that you believe in. It's just not because unless you're your own candidate, only you know you 100%.
right.
The only person who knows you is you.
Mm.
That's truth. But you gotta look and weigh. I feel like a big one that people keep on bringing in is like the whole abortion. Like I really,
The abortion, like that's you want to yeah. Well, let's move forward with is like how do you think Kamala? Let's start before we get to that how do you think Kamala's campaign? Do you think she did a good job, a bad job, or an average job like her campaign?
I think honestly they set her up to fail.
I think she ran a bad campaign because
I think they
she ran on abortion and fuck Donald Trump. That's really was
I
her
think
platform. It's like abortion and I'm not Trump. It's like
I
people
said,
like people out here struggling. They don't give a fuck about none of that shit. It's
I
like
think they set her up to fail because this is why I think, and like I said, so that's bad. I think that was bad because first of all, you knew Jill was not it. Why did you run it back with
let's
him?
rewind before that. Yeah,
Why'd you run it back with him?
let's go back before that. Let's go back 4 years ago. It's like 4 years ago, Biden seemed like he had like one foot in the grave. Then it's like when he won, he should have decided then, like, okay, like I'm one term, I'm running.
It,
But then,
well,
like,
not
you can get your bench together and shit. Yeah.
not necessarily. Because when he first got in, he didn't. He seemed like he was there. He
He
seemed
didn't.
fine.
I mean, yeah. Did he seem like a guy that was going to serve a
No,
second?
no, no, no. Let me finish. Let me finish. I said
Okay, yeah,
he seemed okay because he came in 21. He seemed
yeah.
all right. By the end of 22, you knew. But that's what I'm saying. By the end of 22, it was like that's what everybody was looking like what's your plan?
I was legit surprised when he said he was running for re-election. I'm like, really?
I was
Like
too.
you're a fucking. It's like weekend at Biden's. It's like, yeah, you like, yeah. That's what it felt like. Like he's half dead already. How you
By
gonna
the
run
end
for a
of
second term?
22,
It's like, yeah,
going into
like really.
23,
I just
that's
knew
when
that he was gonna be a one termer.
by the end of
Like, what the fuck is
22,
this dude running again? And shit.
going to 23, he seemed very
That's
like he
when
was
like
on the
all the Sleepy Joe and all that stuff
he
started
seemed on the decline,
around that time.
which
Yeah.
sometimes happens. I said because he is of a certain age. So like, but you can make a quick 180. You could
Yeah.
be fine one day and then you just start declining when you get that age. That can
Should have
happen.
announced from the beginning in 21 that he wasn't going to run for a
So
second.
then in 23, when I'm looking like I'm like, okay, I'm like, what's the Democrats' plan? What's their plan? And then when I saw, I was like, he's their plan? I was like, him again. I was legit shocked too. I was like,
When he
okay, I
ran
just knew
for
that
it,
they
I
were
just
going
knew,
to.
yeah. Especially because on the other side, the Republicans, they were building up a nice little bench. Like,
Mhm.
yeah, like Trump just ended up beating all of them, but
Yeah,
like
so they were trying to,
they
because
had
like,
like yeah, Nikki Haley's, Vivek Ramaswamy,
mhm,
Ron DeSantis, like they had
mhm.
options and shit on their side and
Because
shit. Yeah.
let's be honest, the Republicans didn't want Trump again. They didn't. We can be honest.
The people chose him. The
But
Republicans,
the people, but
the
he,
Republicans, they wanted DeSantis. That was
yeah,
their
they
guy.
wanted
Yeah,
DeSantis.
that was their guy. But
They
Trump,
wanted DeSantis,
that's
but
the guy. That was their guy and shit. Yeah. But Democrats didn't do that. You didn't build a bench. It's like, yeah.
they didn't.
Even if yeah, if you could have if it was Kamala or if it was somebody else, like you could have put together some like it's options Gavin Newsom. It was options out there that
Beto.
Beto, what's his name? Buttigieg, what's the Shapiro, the guy in Pennsylvania. They had options that they could have put together. Like a Kennedy, yeah, he like we're gonna talk about him in a second. Yeah, you had RFK right there. It's like
I
yeah,
was just so confused by it. I'm like, why is he running it back? And my thing that I didn't like was they knew that he wasn't going to make it.
you kept
They knew he
pretending that he
wasn't.
wasn't in mental decline until that
They
debate.
was.
Up
And
until
then they
everybody was
put
like, yeah, like no, he's fine. Yeah, like there's nothing wrong. Like well, we have eyes, we can see it's something wrong with
and
him.
then they put her that's this is why I said they put her out there to fail because then they put her out there like 90 days before the election.
Yeah, she did. I think her campaign total, I think, was 107 days. It's not much.
Like
She had, I
like
think
three
that's it.
months.
I think it was 107 days was the
They
total.
put her out there like 3 months before the election. Like the only reason and the only reason why they did because like Biden was so terrible in that debate.
To that debate, like, and when to me, when I knew it
He
was
was
over, like,
terrible.
it's two things. Yeah, two things happened at that time. First, the debate. Well, like, even at one point, Trump even said, like, I don't even know what he just said. Like, he
Like he
couldn't
was
even
ramming
respond because
him.
he didn't know what the dude said. He ran. That's how bad he was rapping. He's like, I don't even know what he said right now. It's like, and then right after that, like, was when the assassination attempt. Those two things were the end of Biden. Because what did I say? Like, what did I say right when that happened?
That may have won the
Trump might
campaign.
have just won the election. I said that after the
Won the
assassination.
election, rather. Yeah.
I said that day. It's like, yeah. It was like I said, Trump might have just
But the
won the
fact that
election.
they just threw her in there, so this is why I felt like her campaign didn't run well because you throw her in there unprepared. So like it's like basically if somebody throws you to take a real estate exam, they just give you real estate books. You can't pass a real estate even if it's an open book test and you have the book in front of you. You've never taken a real estate class. It's like you get what I'm saying. They like threw her in there unprepared. So of course her thing was like well I'm not Trump. See? So it's like she was unprepared. That's what I'm saying. They threw her out there to fail, I feel like. Like had they knew that if this is what they wanted to do, if they wanted to do a thing where like they
Could have
wanted
ran a
her to
whole
be his
primary.
successor,
They
she
could have
should have
ran a whole
been she
primary.
should have been getting her campaign together last year and then ran on the primary.
Should have been
She
on
should have
ballot.
been
Like
getting her stuff together
she wasn't on
last
no
year.
ballots in the primaries in March. Like she should have been on the primaries. Like yeah, like then like
And then that way she could have been more prepared, but I felt like she wasn't prepared. And I feel like with the Democrat Party and did you see Mr. Bernie Sanders,
Bernie Sanders. Yeah, I was gonna
his
talk about him
message?
too. Yeah, Bernie Sanders, because Bernie Sanders know because like they screwed him
They
in
robbed him in 16.
2016. Like he was the
He should
guy.
have been the candidate.
I go on record right now and say like in 2016 that's who I voted for. Like Bernie Sanders is like yeah that's who I voted for in 16. Because at the
Mm-hmm.
time, like that's where my energy was at. Yeah,
Yeah, me too.
Sanders, like that was the
Me
first.
too.
That's who I voted for. Yeah, not Hillary, not Trump. Like Bernie Sanders was the guy I wanted. Yeah,
I did too.
yeah. So he had a lot to say about how the Democratic Party the L's they took. Like yeah,
Because he basically said like the thing is it's like you just can't run status quo anymore.
yeah.
You can't do that. And this is what
Republicans figured
happened.
that out. Like because they Republicans were running status quo, like I said with McCain, Romney, but then Trump came along. Is like
Uh-huh.
where the Democrats had their Trump, Sanders could have been their Trump. You had the guy, yeah, but you decided you wanted Hillary and shit. You saw how that turned out and shit. Yeah.
Because
Now you
Bernie
get safe
because
again with Biden and shit the next
because the
election.
thing with Bernie Sanders is they felt like he's too much like it's like because Bernie Sanders like really even though he's Democrat but he's more progressive. You see what I mean? He's a progressive Democrat. He is. So
Time that's well, yeah, at the time
Bernie is a
that's
progressive. So
that's
they
what
didn't
energy
want
I was
that.
on at the time. Yeah. That's
They
what
didn't want that.
yeah. Mhm.
But they robbed him in 16. It should have been Bernie. They did. They did rob him of
They
that.
wanted Hillary and shit. That's all.
Nobody won. Oh, sorry.
That's what the
let
Democrats
me let me not get myself in trouble. Let me exit that.
yeah,
But
it wasn't with her, god damn it.
but that's what I feel like. I feel like I agree with the whole Bernie Sanders. Like if you read his post that he put up, like with the Democratic Party, it's like you didn't prepare Kamala, you just threw her out there. You feel like you're entitled to certain votes. It's like you need to go out and actually
Oh,
do the
oh,
work.
let's pull up a graph. I
Because
got
Bernie, like he was like mentioning all that in his letter. So people can talk about and Bernie is older than both Biden and Trump. He's older than both of them. But clearly he's sharp as a knife. Clearly, he's still sharp. Clearly. Because Bernie is what, like
Bernie
80,
is like he's
like
Bernie
85 or something?
yeah, he ran as an independent now, yeah. So even he left the Democratic Party. He ran as an independent. Like I'm just right now, like his last
Mm-hmm.
his last election, he just ran as an independent.
Mm-hmm.
Let's pull up the
Yep.
votes. Is like here's like the can you see this?
I can see it. I wish Bernie was like 25 years younger. I really wish he was like 25 years younger. But
Here's
yeah,
like how people voted by gender and race and shit. Yeah, like yeah,
yeah, I saw that.
it's like I just want to talk a little bit about it. Or like black men is like it's like black men almost 25% of black men swung over to so because it used to be up there black men and black women used to be nearly neck and neck around 90 both of them. It's like black
Hmm.
men were 85 last time, they were like 78 this time, so that shit is like
Hmm.
more black men voted red this time. Latino
Hmm.
men was a big one, like they yeah went over there the majority for Trump. Yeah, it's like
Hmm.
it's like white women. Now people are surprised about that because of the whole Roe v. Wade thing. But white women, they say, "Oh no, we riding with Trump." It's like, yeah, they rule with Trump. It's like, yeah, that's where we.
They staying with their husbands. That's what it is. And I can call it. I can call it what it is. A lot of them just stay with their husbands. So.
But yeah, when I saw that,
Mhm.
yeah, the black men are like under 80 now. Like, yeah, going towards mid 70s. How do you feel about that?
I mean, some of the black men that I did see that I kind of they either voted maybe green or they voted red. Like I could tell like by their postings that it's a lot of that where they feel like, okay, like my vote is not just you need to earn my vote.
And that's where
That's
we
like what a lot of them
voting is
present.
business. This is what you don't just give somebody a vote. It's like, who's the Democrat? Like I was just no, it's business. Like what are you offering? And what are you offering?
Mhm.
People owe Ice Cube an apology. Remember he did that in 2020 with his
Yeah.
it's like because he spoke with Trump and like people were mad at that. He's like, I went to both parties. Like Biden never answered my call. It's like, so I wanted
Hmm.
to speak, yeah, because you are supposed to negotiate. It's like, okay, here's the plan. Like, yeah, what do you, yeah, like, and here's the
For
plan
the
for, yeah,
black community.
exactly. Yeah, that's, you're supposed to negotiate. That's what voting
But
is. It's not a
but the
vote.
biggest thing I feel like that I feel like as black people sometimes we still make ourselves a joke at things is we do goofy, superficial shit that has nothing to do with it. Like when Trump released them ugly ass shoes
All the
and
Trump.
people was like,
Yeah.
them ugly shoes. It's like black people be more than gym shoes. I mean, like you have a nice sneaker collection. I have like, I'm starting to build my gym shoes up, but I mean, we're more than just gym shoes. Black people are not just shoes. So let's stop I'm over with let's stop the cookout. I don't want to hear the phrase,
Oh yeah,
you're
I don't
about to
ever want to hear
hear
that
that phrase
shit
no
again. It's
more.
like, yeah.
I don't want to hear it because the
Two
stuff that we
phrases I
invite
want to
people to
retire permanently. Yeah, cookout and black card. I want to retire those permanently. I don't want to ever hear shit about cookouts or black cards ever again and shit. Shut the fuck up.
Black cards is a fun thing. I said it's a fun thing just for us. It's our own little secret thing. I think that that can be fun,
But snatch,
but
but I'm talking about snatching somebody's black card because of who they voted for. That's I don't want to
no,
hear.
not that. No, I'm saying like fun stuff, like if you don't know how to play spades, or something like that. That's just like a fun thing.
Yeah,
I can't jump double dutch, so that's my black card. I can't jump it, so
yeah.
you
If it's
know
like lighthearted like that, but
that's why I said like fun stuff like that. It's like I'm fine with, but
yeah,
literally
we
being
ain't
like,
Joe Biden
okay,
and that shit. Like you ain't black if you don't vote for like
no, not
we
that.
ain't Joe Biden and that shit. It's like yeah.
But saying if you see a white person and they can fry chicken or do baked mac and cheese, or they do cookout.
Or they know how to sea walk too. They not like us and shit. Like we're not doing that. It's like
That's not that's that's not a worthy, like that's
oh,
very minimal because
can we decide that celebrity influence is pretty much dead to it?
it is.
Kamala had a who's who like a fucking celebrity endorsements. Like Trump had a couple, like yeah, like with Hulk Hogan and Amber Rose. Like he had a couple. Like Kamala
Amber
Harris.
Rose like Z list. Hulk
Kamala
Hogan
Harris
is a
had a who's
legend.
who.
Hulk Hogan's a legend. I mean,
Yeah.
he has own stuff with his racist rants, but
Yeah, Kamala Harris, she had a who you got Beyonce and Kelly
he
Rowland.
had Beyonce.
Yeah, you got LeBron endorsed. You had Taylor Swift endorsing you. You had fucking De Niro. You had Fat Joe, Jennifer
She had
Lopez. It's like
Glorilla.
Glorilla, Sexy Red. It's like it's a
Yeah,
who's
man, the
who.
stallion got
Meg
her
the
married
Stallion,
niece.
Cardi
Got
B,
her married niece.
Cardi B reading off her phone and shit. It's like you have all of that. It's like yeah,
The
like
one I
every
was surprised,
who's
the
celebrity.
one I was surprised who's one that who I actually did say, okay, when they semi endorsed was Eminem because Eminem is like
Eminem.
anti-establishment. That's
Yeah,
the reason why I like took his more serious because I'm like, he's anti everybody. Eminem doesn't like no one. So that's why I was like, okay, I said, so maybe he may see something that, okay, because he just doesn't like anybody.
yeah, the who's who. George Clooney
But
first is like yeah. Taraji Henson is like you had like a who's who like of like who was endorsing like you was like Oscar winners and Grammy winners and nominees and shit is like huge names and
when
shit.
Beyonce came out,
Yeah, it's like so she ended up making her appearance. Remember they said she was supposed to be at the DNC that never happened in Chicago,
yeah,
but she made it in her hometown. Like she came out the Kamala
her and
rally there.
Kelly.
Her and Kelly came out in Houston and did yeah because
Which
this
I'm not
ain't
mad about. People are mad about. I'm like, she's from Houston.
yeah because this ain't
She's from
Texas.
Houston.
Because we're in Illinois, this ain't Texas. Well, you can't hold like your cars down. This ain't Texas. God damn it.
But I just feel like overall is that
Celebrity shit is dead. And like I said, is twerking really gonna get somebody to the polls?
no, that's
I mean,
dumb.
I'm like, I'm not voting. Oh, yeah, Meg the Stallion shaking her ass. Like nobody's doing that shit. It's like, knock it off. It's like, yeah, like
Well,
nobody's
I
doing.
think that now, like I said, well, the positive that I said even before Kamala hopped in, the positive that I said is with that rematch that no one wanted, as we said, the rematch nobody wanted for Biden and Trump. I kept on saying the positive is that whoever wins is like no one they can't vote, they can't run it ever again because it's a two term. It's a two term.
I think we getting clean slate now. That's
It's a two term. So that's the
what
positive
the
is
Trump
that
win is like. This is he can't run again. This is it. Like it's like we got Biden's definitely not running again. He's done.
it'll be 100.
I don't think Kamala's running again.
No, she's not.
I think she's done. It's like, yeah. So we're gonna have a completely clean slate in 2028.
Yeah.
That's my prediction.
And that's what I want because
Fresh
it's
new
like
candidates we're gonna have. It's like, yeah,
we need new blood.
yeah.
We need new ideas. We don't need immature name calling. Let's stop name calling. Let's stop doing that. We don't need people fear mongering. Stop getting people to try to vote off of fear, whether it be like you can't get an abortion or they're going to have tampons in boys' bathrooms. Like you're
Tampon, oh, that was a mistake too.
like
Those tampon Tim was Tim Walz a mistake? Was he a mistake? I'll say he was. You probably should have picked somebody else for your VP, like somebody with a little more like oomph to him. Like, cause I never even heard of this guy until now. Like, I was like, it's Tim Walz. Like, I never even heard of him. It's like you. I think she needed somebody with some kind of name and
But
shit.
the fear mongering that they do on both sides, the point like is that the fear mongering is like you
I
won't
just
be able to do this,
want to
and
shit on Tim.
they're letting migrants run over you, and they're letting the agenda, like the LGBTQ alleged agenda
That agenda.
that isn't an agenda. It's not an
That
agenda.
agenda.
It's not an agenda. It's not. Like, but here's the thing: people can get into your fear. If they know there's something that you're passionate or emotional about, they play on your emotion, which is your weakness, and that's what they do.
Hmm.
And you can't let people prey on you emotionally. You can't do that because you're not going to make sound decisions when you just only base your stuff on emotion.
Hmm. So should the Democrats have actually picked the nominee at the convention? Do you think they should have did things different? Should they have just automatically handed it to Kamala, or should they have let the delegates decide, like at the convention? What do you hindsight? What do you think now?
They should have ran an actual campaign where they had other people.
Even everything. Let's say like everything happened the way it did with Biden dropping out in July. Like, yeah, should they have like just named Kamala? So we're gonna wait to the convention. It's like, should they have done that? Like in hindsight, now? Yeah.
Should they have just named her right there?
Just named it like how they did, or wait till like convention, like how they like, or like like convention is really when you pick your
Yeah,
nominee.
when you actually pick it.
It's like, should they have just not announced anybody and just waited and saw what the delegates said? Should they have done it like that? Maybe they would have picked her. Maybe they would have picked somebody else. It's like,
Now, in hindsight, that could have been maybe things may have turned out different.
yeah,
Like I said, that's a question we'll never know. That's a big what if, that's a question mark.
yeah. But by
Yeah.
endorsing her, then like the delegates, of course, are gonna get behind her. So like
Mhm.
if Biden like none of them endorsed nobody, like, if he just said I'm dropping out and just left it open, like yeah, like what would have happened at the convention? Who would they have picked? Like would it have been Kamala or would it have been somebody else? That's interesting to think about.
And then let's stop with this emotional stuff. Like it was like just like you're not going to be like I saw people jokingly writing, well, we going to be on the plantation for our orientation. It's like we're not. I've never been a slave.
Y'all gonna be on a plantation?
I've never been a slave. My mom has never been a slave. My grandmother was never a slave.
And her grandmother's never a slave. So shut
So it's like
the
I'm some generations from slavery, and slavery ain't going to happen again. That's something that's just not going to happen again
Yeah, we
for a
own
couple of
black
reasons.
black people own guns now. So yeah.
Let's just say for a couple of reasons.
Can't enslave like you can't enslave a population that's armed and shit. First
for a
of
couple of reasons.
all,
Because what happens? You will fuck around and find out. You will. So that's why I say for a couple of reasons it's not going to happen.
so
But I
y'all,
mean, don't even joke like that because then allegedly there was
the
people
text
that was
messages.
getting the text messages.
Which in my mind, smells like a hoax to me. That
And
shit.
my thing is, it's like we've seen that happen before, like where people, like I think earlier this year, it was like a boy that something happened. I can't remember where it was on a college campus, but then it turned out it was a hoax that he did it. It was a black kid who did the hoax.
Or like a couple of years ago, was at a college campus as well as like
The
the
water
white
fountains.
and colored water fountains. Like when they watched surveillance videos, a black girl that actually wrote the sign. It was a fucking hoax and shit. So when they
Like let's
forget
stop.
cameras are everywhere. They saw you put those signs up there. Yo, they
Like
saw
let's
you
stop
black ass put
even
those signs up there.
joking around with that. And then like I said, I'll go on the other side. If it wasn't a hoax and if it actually is somebody who is sending racially insensitive stuff
It's a
to
fuck.
black people, then it's like you open the door with the joke saying, "Huh, we're gonna be slaves again." And then the person said check in May, and then they did that. And now you're mad. It's like, let's not joke about slavery. It's nothing like I don't get the joke. It's no joke in slavery.
Yeah,
It's no joke in it.
I don't find the humor and shit.
It's no humor. I don't like I say, like I don't consider myself where I'm so sensitive. Like I can have dark sense of humor sometimes. I can, but
I'll definitely have dark sense
it's
of
no humor in slavery.
somebody made an OJ joke. I don't know if I want to say
Okay,
it
we're not
here. It's
doing
like,
that. But it's no humor in it. So let's
gonna
just
make it like somebody posted. They said like OJ can rest easy now.
I'm
No,
not we're not doing that yet. We're not doing that.
we say you
But
like dark humor.
but I mean
It's yeah, I saw a lot of that. Yeah, and then and DL Hughley kind of owes Janet an apology. Miss Jackson, God damn it, and shit. She knows she stayed quiet out of see Janet's old school. She stayed out of this shit. It's like
mhm.
she didn't talk about her politics. Like, yeah, like that's why I prefer my celebrities. Don't say shit. She totally she made a comment like that about she heard about her ethnicity. She didn't say who the fuck she was voting for. She didn't endorse nobody. Like
Mhm.
she stayed the fuck out of this for the most part, which is what I prefer. It's like, yeah, like we don't need the Meg Thee Stallion twerking at fucking on stage. We don't need that. Yeah, I
But
like
this is what we need to look at. So now whenever the inauguration happens, January whatever,
coming up
January what?
the 20th.
20th, that's when it happened. Okay. So whenever the inauguration goes through, then it's like, okay, clock starts now. Like things that I don't want to hear from Trump. I don't want to hear Joe Biden this, Kamala Harris, or Kamala, because he can't say the woman's name. I don't want to hear him say anything about, no, this is your stuff. So you're responsible for all this. You're now responsible. So I don't want to see this like they did. No, what are you going to do then?
Mm.
Because as like I said, when I watched Kamala's exit speech, I thought her concession speech, I thought she did well in it.
How do you feel about her waiting till the next day? Because some people I didn't like, they felt some type of way about that.
I don't feel
On
a
the
type of way
campus of
about
Howard is like you had all your supporters waiting all night.
I
Like
don't feel a type of way about it because speaking as a woman and like I said, I am like I said, like we can debate about if she's black woman. So like I'll just say this. She is a woman and a woman of color. I said so that way we can encompass so people, but she's not really, she's a woman of color.
cover everything.
I'm a black woman. I can say wholeheartedly, I'm a black woman, so nobody can debate what I am or not. But as a black woman, it is, from my point of view, it is a balance that you have to do. I'm only just speaking just strictly as a black woman. If you react to certain things in a certain way, you're deemed angry. Angry black woman is a hard thing to shake off because once you have been pegged an angry black woman, that's hard to shake. It is. So you have to move in a way where you can deliver your message but not come off angry. So I felt like she wanted to just kind of gather everything. Like you said, once Like you said, Associated Press didn't even call it to 5 a.m.
Exactly. Yeah.
So it's like, are you really going to go out at
To keep
5:30
people
with shit in your
keep,
eyes and,
keep, keep people there till 5 in the morning. I get what you're saying. Yeah.
like I said, do you want to pull yourself together, actually sit down, right? Because like I said, once again, they set her up to fail, and she wasn't prepared to begin with to run this
Think
campaign.
what
It,
she could have just came out and let the people see her. That's what I would say is like just she
sit
could have come out and
down.
said that hey like they still counting the votes but it's not over yet like and then like give one of those type of speeches. I think because people did want to see her. Yeah, like she could have just came
I'm
out and
not
like
mad at it
yeah
because I think that
like, we're
she
still
is trying
fighting. It's
to.
not over yet but yeah we're gonna do
I'm not mad at
we're gonna
it. I'm
count the
not.
votes through the night. It's like she could have like yeah.
Because how
Thanks
many people
now got
honestly
left
would you
good night. She
go?
could have Russell Simmons that shit.
Would you go out? Like how many people? Like it's easy to say what you can and cannot do because if you're not in the position, but most people don't want to admit that they're losing. It's just an ego. It's an ego thing.
Yeah.
The average person has an ego. We do. We're humans. We have egos. Most people ain't gonna want to be like, yeah, I'm getting my ass kicked, but it ain't over. Most people just
Because she
speaking as
did,
a
she sent her
human.
representative out to say that. I was like, if she had come out and said that, that would have been. But what happened is all good.
Yeah, I'm not mad at it. I'm not.
I'm taking a look at one more map on this. It's like so this is like what the how the people voted per like by counties pretty much is like. So as you see, like the country is still mostly red. It's like yeah,
Yeah,
little
we knew
even
that.
Illinois, little spots of blue. Like yeah, mostly around
Cook
Chicago,
County.
Cook County, and all of this is like yeah.
Cook County.
Then probably down this way, like East St. Louis is probably down this
That's
way.
East St. Louis,
Got
yeah.
like Champaign up in here.
Springfield.
Springfield.
Springfield, Champaign.
This is probably Peoria over here or something like that. It's like I mean you can tell like which areas are what and shit. It's like yeah.
Mm-hmm.
SIU was probably down here and shit up there. That blue down there. That's probably like the blues, you see.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing, Michigan. This is why I went red. You got Detroit and shit
Detroit.
over here. You got Florida over here, and then the rest of
We
it.
know what Detroit is.
The California, they turned a lot of red. You got like LA and shit down this way and shit. San Diego
Mhm.
further down. It's like
The Bay.
the Bay is like, yeah, up, yeah, further
The
up,
Bay
yeah.
is
Florida is probably Miami right here and shit. It's
Miami.
like
That's Miami-Dade.
Orlando is probably right there and shit. It's like but that's basically how people vote like by counties for the most part. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All this shit should be purple.
Yeah.
It should.
So that's
Because a
how
lot of
y'all
y'all is lying. A lot of y'all is lying about what actually matters to you. A lot of y'all are out here in denial. So all that shit should be purple. It shouldn't even be any of that.
but enough of that. Well, enough of national politics. Got to talk about some local politics. Yeah, congratulations going out to Mr. Shay Smith, Rhymefest.
Ryan Fest.
He's now
District
on the
10.
District 10 on the Chicago School
Woo.
Board. You know that the shit show that's been going down where like
I was happy.
all the members resigned or whatever. Well, it's been a shit show. That whole thing is like yeah, it's
It has.
and then they had a new director they named like he quit like a week later because he had a scandal or some shit. It's like that so we need some new blood and Rhymefest
And
feels
as
like
a CPS
fresh.
parent, who's going to be a CPS parent for at least the next 12 years, my son is only 6, so I got another 12 years. Yeah, I definitely am going to be watching and I'm going to be more involved. I'm going to start, like I said, I'm on PTA at my kid's school, but like I am going to start
Start
as
attending
I'm
some of
able
those
to
school
attend in
board
the
meetings.
LSC because
Right.
the LSC does like their
That's the
stuff.
next step up. Maybe someday you'll run for that. It's like
My plate is just too full right now. Like my plate is
I said
like,
someday, yeah, someday. Who
because
knows?
they have looked at me like, you should. I was like, I can't put nothing on
Shit
my
might
plate.
in 5 years, shit might change. Who knows? Like maybe
Yeah.
someday you'll do it.
I forgot what somebody asked me to run for recent, and I was like, I don't. They was like, you would be good. And I was like, I had to do like this. I was like, no, no is an answer to because you could stretch yourself too thin sometimes. I
You
was
did the
like, no is
Drake,
the
the
answer.
Drake meme and
I
shit.
did. Yeah, I had to do the Drake.
You did the
They're like,
Drake.
yeah, because we need this. Naima, you should. And I'm like, Like, no.
I would call that smart staying away from politics, especially the way shit is right now and shit. Like maybe
Mhm.
shit'll be different in a few years. Like, but right now, I'll definitely stay away from politics.
Because you know me, I'm naturally an optimist, and I actually am a person who wants to do good. Like, I feel like I have a pure heart, and I actually do. But one thing that I don't do well in is if you come at me sideways and you come at me and you try to insult me, then my Cancerian come out, and then I'm just going to unload the clip on you. I'm gonna Tommy gun unload it on you. When I get mad, I just unload everything when I'm mad.
Mm,
So the lesson here is don't piss me off. You piss me off, then I'm gonna go crazy.
definitely
But
mouth.
it's like normally I'm okay. But so that's why I stay away from stuff like that because you start coming at me and like, I can't. I'm gonna go crazy.
The good brother Rhyme Fest.
But
Yeah.
yeah, I'm so
You know, he,
happy.
he he grew up in an adjacent neighborhood to ours. Like he's a Manor guy. Like we
Now,
Cal Heights kids. It's like yeah, they like
hmm
that's the a neighbor. That's on the other side of the tracks, as they say. It's like yeah,
Yep.
it's like you got the tracks. Yeah, 95th. Yeah, that's the dividing line. On that side is
Mhm.
the Manor. On our side is Cal Heights. Yeah, so he's on that. So yeah, he grew up on that side. Yeah, Mr. Rhyme Fest. Yeah. So shout out to the homie. Congrats to him. Any other local politics that you want to touch on? Yeah, because
I just want to touch on the Bryan Fest because I was happy when I saw it. Because it took forever for them to want to call that
yeah,
election. It
it
took
took it's
forever.
counting that shit too. It's like yeah,
Because I'm like, he's ahead. I'm like, he's ahead. Like, call it. He's
time
ahead.
counting that shit is like just
She ain't catching him. Like, she ain't catching him. Call it.
shit. Yeah. For those that
I
don't
want to
know,
see how
Rhyme
this one
Fest don't
goes.
know about his music career. Like Rhyme Fest, he's like a good an early associate of Kanye, and he actually
Mhm.
wrote Jesus Walks. Like Rhyme Fest is the one.
Mhm.
So one of Kanye's biggest
But you can
hits.
see
Like
him on the line notes where it says Shay Rhymefest.
yeah, he
Yeah,
penned.
this is it.
That's
Yeah.
like one of like his early hits. Like yeah. So he's a Grammy winner. Kanye won a Grammy for that. So
And
Rhyme,
then didn't he write with John Legend and Common for Selma? Didn't he do the song
I think
Glory?
he
Did
did. Yeah, which
I think he
an
helped
Oscar.
co-write
Yeah,
that? Because I want to say he got an Oscar. I want to
won an
say.
Oscar. Yeah, for that. Yeah.
So he's a Grammy Oscar winner. So
We're gonna get Rhyme Sess and EGOT. Let's go.
let's go.
Let's get him back. Let's get him on that EGOT list. We need that Emmy and shit
Emmy
that
and
we
Tony.
it's Sony. It's like if they run Glory in like on a TV show or like a play, it's like maybe we can get that. You heard that song? It's like on one of those. Maybe it's like that's hilarious. Um, since we are talking about music in the industry, yeah, like rest in peace, going out to the legendary Quincy Jones. Gotta talk about that. Yeah, Q. Yeah,
When I
90,
saw that, I was like, another legend.
a true legend. Yeah,
Musical
off the
genius.
wall, Thriller, Bad. Yeah, he's behind all three of those albums, those Michael Jackson
When
classics.
I was explaining to Ariana, I'm like Quincy Jones, and then I was like, the "We Are the World." I said, "That's
We
him
are
with
the
the glasses,
world.
and he's with his glasses are crooked." He's like, "We are the world."
We are
Oh,
the
that was made me laugh. That part because they showed the end, his glasses are
yeah,
like he's just still going like
yeah. He was into it.
at the end.
Yeah, he produced "We Are the World." The Sanford and Son theme. He yes, that's a Quincy Jones joint.
Austin Powers.
Austin Powers. Yeah, he did that. It's like, yeah,
One of the best cameos was when that in the Austin Powers Go remember when they show Quincy Jones
yeah,
and then he did they breaks the fourth wall and then they show Quincy. It's like, yeah, that's like one of the best cameos.
yeah. So yeah, he yeah, a lot of careers and lives he touched.
And where was he born?
South side of
Chicago.
Chicago.
He's one of us.
South side of
He was
Chicago.
born in Chicago.
Hmm.
He's a
South
Chicago
side.
kid.
Mhm.
Southside.
South
So it
side.
shows that don't
Yes.
let the media fool you about us. Chicago,
Got some
we got
talent.
some good in Chicago.
Two names we just mentioned, Quincy Jones and Rhyme Fest. We got some talent.
See, we got some heat. Chicago got some heat.
Two Southsiders right there too.
Hmm
Yeah.
I saw the touch and tribute that Rashida did for her father. I saw her post
Yeah.
that she did. And then some people were slow in the comments. They're like, I didn't know that was his daughter. It's like, then even like the goofier comments, the people was like, I didn't even know that she was black. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like,
That
like,
one, that one I get. It's like if you didn't know, like, since she was Quincy Jones' daughter, that might go over your head and shit. Yeah, it's like,
but my thing is, the girl is pouring out her heart because her father passed away, and you guys are talking about her race. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? Like, what is going on?
Quincy Jones, his wife was white. People don't realize that.
Yeah, like all his ex-wives are white. So
Some of that one in
I said
particular,
that one, yeah, Peggy Lipton,
Maggie Lipton.
because our mom knew right away because she was like, oh, that's the one. She was like, he was married to. She was on Mod Squad because mom watched Mod Squad.
That's the wife I know most is the Peggy
Yeah,
Lipton one. Is like that's probably the most famous
because
wife.
she was an actress. So yeah.
To her name, she had a name. Yeah, so yeah.
Hmm. And then people was like, "Oh, is that the one that was with Tupac?" I said, "No, that's her sister. Kadada
The
dated
other
Tupac."
Jones daughter was Tupac's
Yeah, that was the one. Like that was his other daughter. That's
ex.
Rashida's sister. But Q would definitely like his music, his presence is still going to forever be felt years and years and years and years down the line. That's what makes music so great because even after your passing, your music can live forever.
Music is forever. Another the video that resurfaced after Quincy's death too was the epic the Prince video
I
that
was gonna say that next. We are the world.
came back to the surface
We
again.
are the children.
That's one of the like because that made people laugh. I saw people posting that like remember this and
That was what 94, I want to say. I think
so yeah.
at the AMAs, I want to say
Was at the
94.
AMAs. I don't know what year, but it
I think
was.
like 94. Cause I saw Queen Latifah was like presenting before,
I
so
don't know what
that was
year.
like during like the Living Single era.
It could have been 95, which would have been the 10-year anniversary of We Are the World. I don't know. It could have been 95.
It
I
was around that time because I know Queen
don't.
Latifah brought them out because he
Yeah,
was the one who did the announcing right before they came
yeah.
out. And Prince sucking on that lollipop. Being Prince's only Prince could do that. Prince could be his fabulous, indifferent self.
Yeah,
We
that
are the
video
world.
resurfaced.
And he puts the
Especially
microphone in
guys
his
who took the
face.
lollipop and shit. Yeah.
And then Prince just shoves the lollipop to him. And then he tries to lick it
Tried
and he
to take
takes
it.
it back.
So,
That is hilarious.
and they went and had pancakes afterwards. Bitches.
But Q definitely like that's a big loss in the
Another one of my favorite Quincy Jones records. I forgot to mention The Secret Garden. Let's go, man.
mm,
You know, with Al B. Shore,
mm-hmm.
Ingram, and El
El
DeBar
DeBarge.
and Barry. Yeah.
El DeBarge still can sing. He still got that falsetto.
That was
He still can sing.
one of my early grammar school grinds. Yeah, definitely
Yeah,
got
you
going. All right.
feeling your
Uh,
sock ops.
yeah. I'm not gonna name the name. You know who I'm thinking about.
I know who it is. I already know who it was.
Yeah. Yeah, Secret Guard, and that was yeah.
Seventh grade guy.
All
Like I
right.
said, seventh grade guy.
You're about right. Yeah.
Because
Definitely.
that's what we try and grind on the seventh grade, right?
Yeah. The Secret Guard. And
Oh,
yeah.
and another one that I saw somebody post. I said, this sure was. And Quincy Jones. You put a move in my heart to Mia. Somebody posted that video.
Yeah, he did a couple of Tamia joints, yeah.
And what I didn't know when people was
One was the
like,
one with Tamia and what's the name? Eric Benet.
spend my life with
In my
you.
life, that's his as well too. Yeah,
Hmm,
I
I
believe
didn't know that.
that's
Wow.
his as well. Yeah, I believe that was his. Yeah, I heard people playing it when he died. I believe that's his too. Yeah,
But when they posted that you put a move in my heart, and to me it was only 19. They said when she did that, she was 19 singing like that. I was like, wow. Like I didn't know she was 19. Like, dang, she's saying that.
didn't he work with Sinatra back in the day? Like, Fly Me to the Moon. I think that was one that
I think
Sinatra.
so.
Yeah, so he didn't like Eric, who was who of like
Like
the
he's lived several lives, and then so
industry he's worked with. It's like yeah,
because when I was reading like the article about him and was it maybe New York Times or it was like one of the articles like that came up on my phone. I was reading it and just all the like the influences that he had. Like he was over in Europe he went over there because they brought him there because he was a musical genius. So he was working out there. And then the people here he worked with in the States, like he was in the early part of that going to Vegas. And like I said, we know how it was being black during that time, trying to go to Vegas. It's like, we know what happened. So, but he just has so much influence on everybody. Like I said, even if you just only just count Off the Wall, Thriller, and Bad, then
That we could have ended the conversation there, like all the other
that's
stuff.
legacy there.
Those three is like, yeah. He first met Michael like on with the Wiz. Like that was the first time he heard
Wiz,
him.
that was Quincy.
You can't win. That's his. It's like, yeah.
You can win.
Also the Emerald City, the I want to be seen, which I
See.
once had as an intro on my show. So Quincy Jones affected Oz Radio. So that thing you hear a bunch of Oz, that's Quincy Jones. Yeah.
Quincy.
So he's part of Oz, my legacy as well too. Yeah. Because he did that, he added those to the Wiz. Because the Wiz had come from Broadway, so they already had like a soundtrack set. But then when it went to the film, like Quincy put his touch on it. Yeah, you can't win for Michael. And then the little the wanna be seen. Where they kept changing the color.
Yeah, the sound. I like that part.
Those are like the Quincy Jones's contributions to the
Although
Wiz.
the Wiz was a traumatically movie for like our age group. It was semi-traumatic for us.
Yeah.
That scared the shit out of me in the subway. That did. I was terrified of that.
Yeah.
I don't know why I was terrified.
I'll show you. Here's one thing. Well, is a Wiz a movie you will show your kids right now?
For nostalgia, I want to, but I don't want Khalil to come in my room and have nightmares. Because I think Khalil might come in my room and, Mommy! I can get in the bed. Okay, come on.
I think the Wiz is streaming on YouTube right now. I was watching it the other day. I think it was on YouTube.
I do have the DVD somewhere, but
I have it as well.
We have a PlayStation, so I can put it on there. I might even have like we can play a DVD.
I think it's actually streaming on YouTube.
Yeah.
So that's rest in peace once again, Quincy Jones, 91 years old. And it's time for us to wrap this thing up.
And the other rest in peace too.
Oh, we had another one.
Candyman.
I forgot Candyman. Yeah, that's one. It just happened like day before yesterday or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just saw that.
Yeah, he passed away. And people are still like, they still won't say the name in the mirror. They're like, I'm not saying Candyman.
I said it once and I'm not saying it again, right?
Like I'm not doing it.
You saw me. You saw I got quiet after I said it. I felt funny after just when I just said it right there. I was like, I'm not saying that shit again. It's like
rest in peace to Tony Todd.
Let's just call him Tony Todd. I'm not saying
a nice tribute that I saw that a horror group like did. They had like Michael Myers, Jason, and Freddy. And then it had Candyman on the tombstone, and then they were like mourning over it. So I was like, I thought that was like a nice, they had.
Is that the Mount Rushmore of horror for like our era? I guess you could squeeze Chucky in there somewhere. I don't know. It's like, yeah, but that might be it. Freddy, Jason, and Michael are definitely that fourth one is debatable. It could be Candyman, could be Chucky. I don't know. It's like for like our generation of like
for our generation.
Like, that's what I'm saying. Is that it? Maybe.
Don't sleep on whatchamacallit. Pennywise scared the shit out of me too. I was terrified of Pennywise. He scared me.
Fourth option could rotate. It could be anyone. Name Hellraiser was creepy and shit. It's like, yeah. It's like, yeah.
That damn Pennywise. That damn. Ugh.
Other three are like non-debatable. Like I said, Freddy, Jason, and Michael. Those three.
Michael Myers still scares us.
Hear that music and shit. And then Jason with his those are still creepy. Freddy was always funny to me. It wasn't scary to me. He was always hilarious to me. Krueger was always pretty funny to me. The other two were scary. Always laughed at Freddy Krueger shit because he would make a joke before he killed you and shit.
Because Michael Myers just still walks to say he never ran. Like he would just still be walking at his pace. And you're like panicked.
But let's wrap it up before I say this dude's name again. I think I just said it a second time. Not another damn podcast, episode 386 or whatever the hell it is. We're going to wrap this up. Definitely appreciate you supporting the podcast. You want to support us further, give us a like. Also, subscribe, share, rate, review all your platforms. Talking Apple Podcasts, Spotify, TuneIn, SoundCloud, iHeart, YouTube, and your Amazon Alexa devices. Follow me at Ozman the Wizard on Instagram, TikTok, and X. Oz Radio on Snapchat and Facebook as well.
And you can check me out at MSIMA8626 on Instagram, TikTok, and X. Also, SCR8GLAEY1 on X, SCR8GLAEY7 on Instagram. Also, please like the Straight Gully Facebook fan page and check out straightgully.com for your blogs and your vlogs.
Well, I'm Ozman the Wizard.
And Naima.
We will talk to you later.